So when does a qualities of earning report, a QoE report, make sense? How big does a company that you're looking to buy need to be for it to be worth that value?
So there's this idea going around that like if it's a smaller company, you really don't need a QoE because it's super small. There's not much to it. That being said, there might be a higher risk in that smaller company because their accounting team is not as sophisticated as the company with $10 million in audited financial statements. So in those cases, sometimes you really need to look at QoE. However, what we do to get the smaller deals is we'll do a phased approach where we'll look at the bank statements compared to the financial statements, compared to the tax reports, and we'll make sure all those numbers stand up. And if they do, we'll let the buyer proceed. If they don't stand up, we'll let the buyer know if they decide not to buy the company, we'll either give them half off or we'll let them apply half of a credit on their next deal because buyers want to buy.
That they do. And so that actually sort of goes into my next question. So as you're working on a project for a client and you get into it and you find something that is a deal breaker, how do you deal with that exactly? Is it that you just sort of let them know right away? Do you finish the report fully to make sure that, you have a complete picture? At what point do you say, we need to stop this deal?
Yeah, so it's on case by case, but if I see something that's just a huge red flag, I'm going to email the buyer right away. If there's nothing that's huge, but just like normal hiccups in the road, I'll present half my findings 1 week in, and then the final finding 2 weeks in at the end.
So what are the big things you typically look for in a deal that help you find out right away, like, is this a deal breaker?
Any concentration risk. That could be revenue concentration. Do they have a few customers that is accounting for a lot of the revenue? Vendor concentration. Do they have a few vendors that can control the prices? I'm giving you all my secrets. Sales risk. Who's making the sales? Is it recurring revenue or is it one-time revenue? And every key employee staying, or is someone going to leave after the sale of the company? You got to look at, if for smaller deals under 5 million, you really want to look at all the relatives in the company, both as customers, vendors, and employees, and make sure there's no one being overpaid or underpaid there. I like to look at trends. Is the company making more money each year, both in revenue and in income?